Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live for the night, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive. Wow, let me change that. Let me switch that up. I hope everybody had a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. On this live, we got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world, man. We're gonna talk about Floyd Mayweather refusing to speak out against Ryan Garcia. I'm sorry. And Gervonta Davis and Lomachenko claiming to be official. You see what I'm saying? We definitely gonna talk about that, man. I'm gonna let a few of y'all get in here. As soon as y'all get in here, please hit the like button so we can get the algorithm on the up. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate the people that are on here so far. Shout out to my boy J Cash. What up? Talk to me, my brother. How's everything going? Stop motion MMA. Salute. Boxing film. Future of Philly. We definitely on our way, my brother. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. We definitely on the climb for sure. But yeah, we definitely got some things that we need to discuss, man. We're gonna have an open and honest conversation about Floyd Mayweather because I feel like a lot of people don't really be holding Floyd Mayweather accountable for the shit that he be doing, man. He be getting a lot of passes. There's a lot of exceptions when it comes to Floyd, and I ain't really with that shit, man. Um, obviously I looked up to Floyd growing up, man. I idolized Floyd growing up. I loved how the way he used to move, the swag, the trash talk, the confidence. But that was a different time. You know what I mean? I've grown to be a grown man. I've grown to be an adult since then. So I look at shit just a little bit different than I did when I was a kid. So we just gonna keep it 1,000. Shout out to MB26. Salute. Like I said, we got some things that we need to discuss. I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get up in here, man. Once we hit about like 10 people, hit the like button as soon as y'all come in, y'all. With 7 people with 4 likes, get them up. We get around like 10 people, then we gonna discuss what's going on in the boxing world. You see what I'm saying? I can tell my notifications ain't really get sent out amongst the masses today either, but it is what it is. Shout out to my boy J Cash. Says, let's talk about it. Brother Floyd be moving like a snake. All that being for the black fighter stuff he talks is hogwash. Hogwash. He don't mean it. Absolutely, my brother. I agree with you 1,000%. And we gonna get into detail about Floyd Mayweather and how the way he's been moving. For those of y'all who don't really be paying attention to Floyd outside of the boxing ring, this dude has been buck dancing, cooning, all that good shit, selling out his own people for years. And we gonna provide a little bit of an example, and we gonna tie this into what he's currently doing right now. You see what I'm saying? My boy Coffee Plant, what up? He said, "My guy Mark, all is well." That's good to hear. That's really good to hear, man. That's what's up. He said, "The realest talk your shit tonight, bro." I don't know what that means, but shout out to MB. Yeah, Floyd is a world class tap dancer. He tap dances as well as he box. If you know, you know. And like an old interview resurfaced between Floyd Mayweather and Shannon Sharp. And he was talking about, if he was in the Ali era, he would have did the same thing Ali did, man. I automatically just bust out laughing because that was the most ridiculous statement that Floyd Mayweather has ever put out. Listen, man. Ali, listen, you might have more accolades than Ali. You might have beat more world champions, had more title defenses. You might have dominated more weight classes than Ali. All right, cool. Statistically, all right, you can make your case. But in terms of being a man of the people and just overall just being like an icon in the sport and just, just being like an overall iconic figure and just, being a man of the people, there's no fucking way on earth that you compare to Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have the courage that Muhammad Ali had. You ain't had the people's back like Muhammad Ali did. You ain't had the interest of the people like Muhammad Ali did. Two different types of men. You see what I'm saying? Two different types of men. And Floyd often gets frustrated when Ali is placed ahead of him when they talk about the greatest boxers ever. And he runs off accolades, but what he doesn't understand is Ali was bigger than boxing. While Floyd is sitting here running off his accolades about boxing and strictly talking about the shit that he's done in boxing, Muhammad Ali transcends the boxing world. He's so far greater than the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? That they overlook the accolades and all of that because at the end of the day, Muhammad Ali had the biggest impact in boxing history. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You feel what I'm saying? And Floyd would get so upset and he would, degrade Muhammad Ali's accolades and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it don't matter what Floyd say, he'll never compare to Muhammad Ali in that aspect in terms of, being a man of the people and being like, you know what I'm saying? Like a true icon. He won't. You know what I'm saying? And this reason right here that we about to get into is one of, very one of multiple reasons why, Floyd Mayweather will never compare to Ali and why he will always be looked at as a sellout. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuttering like a motherfucker today. I don't know what's going on. I'm usually more fluid, but we gonna get through it. Mr. Keep running your mouth. What's going on? What's going on? Coffee Plant says you could tell Bull has nothing but yes men around his corner. Yeah, absolutely. Like Floyd got everybody on payroll. You know what I'm saying? Floyd make a lot of money, and I'm sure he compensates his people really well. So you know what I'm saying? They not trying to lose out on that opportunity because they feel like if they step to Floyd, then Floyd gonna cut him up out of cut him out that bread. And the last thing they want to do is get cut out that bread. So what they gonna do is they gonna keep Floyd as happy as possible. They gonna let Floyd crash out as long as they getting paid. They don't give a fuck about how Floyd appeared to the public or what's in his best interest. As long as Floyd is happy with them, that's all they care about. Because as long as Floyd is in good standings with them, they'll always get paid. And that's just the reality of the situation. You feel me? My boy Jay Cash said Ali was the people's champ, a face of the civil rights movement, the heart of Louisville, Kentucky. He still inspires fighters to this day. Absolutely. And let's not get it wrong. Like Floyd inspires fighters too. You know what I'm saying? But Ali was just he was bigger than boxing, man. What he stood for was bigger than boxing, and that's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a one of a kind type individual. That's just what it is. It is like I don't know what else, I don't know what Floyd has done outside of the ring that really compares to Muhammad Ali. I don't know. Boxing Film said, bro, why is Shakur tweeting every 3 minutes? Well, he's probably doing that because he ain't got shit else to do. You know what I'm saying? He probably just kicking back with his family, just chilling. He not in training camp. He ain't got like these dudes don't be having jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers just fight and chill when they're at an elite level. So he probably ain't got nothing else to do. He kicking back with the family or whatever. He got some spare time. He gonna talk shit. Floyd. Shakur adopted that Twitterson moniker. You know what I'm saying? That shit that Shakira Twitterson. He's obliging that. He's starting to acknowledge it. And all it's doing is just motivating Shakur. I seen Shakur talking crazy about Cam and Mace, and he just talked shit about Chris Algieri. He on there on a roll. You know what I'm saying? Because he was quiet on social media for a little while, but I guarantee you that he was watching the entire time. So he was holding all that shit in. And what you're seeing right now is a result of him just releasing all of the thoughts that he had while he was staying quiet on social media. I guarantee you that's what was going on. Shout out to my boy Ralph in the building. He says it's crazy Floyd is selective with what he says. In the past, Floyd has said boxing is racist to black fighters, but when it comes to speak up on the issue of racism towards black fighters, he's quiet. Absolutely. Ain't that? But Floyd would only talk about boxing being racist whenever he was mistreated or whenever something didn't go his way in his career. He doesn't really care to speak out about anybody else. Floyd is a self-centered person, man. Floyd is a very self-centered person. So he really don't give a fuck about anybody else's experiences. He only care to talk about his own. You know what I'm saying? He'll only do things to change his world. He won't go out of his way to change the world in itself. You know what I'm saying? He only cares about what's in front of him, what's affecting his world. Anybody else that got something going on that he could easily, help and intervene with and possibly change, he wouldn't do it. It reminded me of when Chris Rock was talking about George Bush, right? They said that if Chris Rock said if George Bush had a pocket full of fucks, right? And he just had to give you one, the nigga wouldn't give it to you. That's the type time that, Floyd be on. He only give a fuck about himself and what he got going on, to the point where he can't even promote a fighter properly because he ends up talking about himself. Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth says Shakur signing with Floyd. Let's be real. I don't know that. I don't know that he's signing with Floyd. When he was making his pro debut, everybody thought he was going to sign with Floyd. He ended up signing with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? And Tank said it was because he advised Shakur to stay away from Floyd. I think that, maybe Floyd Mayweather is, trying his best to influence Shakur and, say the things that he could do for him and how he can make him a superstar or whatever. But there's gonna be other offers out there that Shakur is gonna consider as well. I'm sure Matchroom is gonna shoot an offer his way. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's gonna be multiple people that's gonna be looking to sign with Shakur. That's looking to sign Shakur. Shakur should sign with GTD. That's ridiculous, Teach. Why the fuck would he ever do that? Who would sign under GTD? That shit don't even make sense. For what? So he can fight Tank? He gonna be promoted by Tank and fight Tank, and then when he fight Tank, that shit don't even make sense, bro. Come on, stop it. You must be trolling, Teach. But there's some strong candidates out there. I don't know, man. He said take the L out of Lover is over, so he not looking to re-sign with Top Rank. He said that they showed who they truly were, and he not rocking with how the way they was moving, so he's looking at other areas. So I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure there's gonna be multiple people that shoot Shakur offers, and I don't know for sure whether he gonna sign with Floyd or not. I think that's what the media wants. That's what they publicizing. But there's gonna be plenty of people that might provide a better offer than Floyd. And Eddie might be one of them. Queensberry might offer too. They might. Listen, man. Shakur. Look, y'all. A lot of people talk crazy about Shakur. They say he's not a star, whatever the situation is. All right, cool, but he's still one of the best fighters in the world. And if you got the skill set, and if you got the skill set and you're capable of winning if you're capable of winning amongst the best in the world, that should sell itself. They could work with that. You said, in fact, they are the dark horse. Don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all. Yeah, he definitely not going back to Top Rank. He's made it clear. I think that relationship is finished. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad Shakur got up out of that Top Rank situation when he did, because, I've been saying this for a long time. Top Rank don't know how to promote black fighters, man. They don't. They're good at building fighters. They're not great at maintaining them. Bob Arum has said on interviews that he's admitted himself that he doesn't know how to promote black fighters. He said it himself. I remember he did an interview with Barbershop Conversations a while back, and he said that he don't know how to promote black fighters. But Top Rank has a formula with Puerto Rican fighters, with Mexican fighters, Argentinian fighters. You know what I'm saying? European fighters. They got the recipe for all that. But when it comes to black American fighters, it's always been difficult for Top Rank to maintain them or really grow them into stars. We've seen the difficulty. Most recently with Terrence Crawford. A lot of empty promises on Bob Arum's part. Bob Arum blatantly admitting that, he took the Pacquiao fight away from Crawford because he feared for Pacquiao's health and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather left Top Rank because he felt like Oscar De La Hoya was the favorite and he wasn't getting the opportunities that he truly wanted. So he bought himself out his contract and he left. And Shakur Stevens is saying the same thing. It's the same thing, bro. History is repeating itself in different eras. And what's been repetitive in these eras is Top Rank's inability to promote black fighters. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They got a recipe for the Rican fighters. They got a recipe for the Mexican fighters. They got the recipe for the Europeans. Don't have a recipe for the black fighters. Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth says, Mark, as a fellow Puerto Rican, were you okay with Berlanga saying the N-word constantly on Cigar Talk? Absolutely not. Listen, man. Look, I tell you, like this is how I look at it, right? If you identify as black, if you are, like Dr. Umar said, if you're psychologically black and you identify as black, and your family comes from African ancestry, then you know what I'm saying. It's a little bit different when you use that word. However, when you look at somebody like Edgar Berlanga, who clearly doesn't come from African ancestry, you know what I'm saying? He's clearly of, Spaniard blood. He comes from a Spaniard bloodline. You can see it all in Edgar Berlanga just by his genetics, his appearance. You see what I mean? I don't think that he should be saying that at all. And I understand he's from New York, and on the East Coast, and just in the hood in general. Black people be allowing Hispanics to say the N word. So obviously he's comfortable with saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like he should be saying that. In all honesty, if I was on a big platform that wasn't my own or whatever, I probably would refrain from saying that too, because there's people that's sensitive about the word to this day. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's subjective in terms of who you talking to. You feel me? So it is what it is. See, and then there's people like Kegi that says I'm against using the N word even if you black. I don't use it, or any black friend uses it. See, and that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. But there's people that's more comfortable with using it than others. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't feel like Edgar Berlanga should be saying the N word, especially when he talking to a black man. Shout out to Najee. But it is what it is. Kegi said Boxer just dropped a video on a YouTube. I mean, he not white. That's not the point. That's not the point. He not black though. But he not black. And he not black though. So that's the problem. Him being from the hood doesn't, give him the permission to say nigga. Like that's just not what it is. But anyways, Kegi said Boxer just dropped a video on their YouTube channel of Ryan training there. They should be ashamed of themselves to associate their gym with him. Absolutely. But what's what overpowers their shame, Kegi? Clout, attention, publicity. They don't give a fuck about what Ryan Garcia done been through and what he's been saying and all that type shit. Ryan Garcia is at their gym, one of the most popular fighters in boxing. So if Ryan Garcia is going there and they post it, it'll attract more people to want to go to their gym. They don't give a fuck about what Ryan did. They not worried about shame. They worried about the dollar signs. How can they bring more people to their gym? How can they attract more people? Oh, Ryan Garcia is here. One of the most popular fighters in the sport of boxing. For the right or wrong reasons, is here training at our gym. Why don't y'all come through? They just using it as a viral moment. That's all. MB says, I guarantee you have a fighter right now who will crack Shakur jaw. What is your obsession with Shakur Stevenson, MB? Like what's your obsession with hating on Shakur? I don't understand that. Like y'all niggas really be hating on Shakur. Like that shit is crazy. If y'all don't like the nigga, that's cool. But it's like y'all motherfuckers is y'all don't be trying to get that man no credit. That boy really strike a chord within y'all niggas, man. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's fight week for Jaron Ennis, man. And I was looking at the tickets at the Wells Fargo, and they doing their thing, man. They doing their thing. Yeah, Anonymous, he one of those Tank fans. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like if you a Tank fan, I don't feel like you should be hating on another fighter because they may be a possible opponent. I don't know. Like I'm still an Earl Spence fan. Uh, I was a big Earl Spence fan, but I never went on my way to hate on Bud. I knew Bud was a fucking monster, and I knew there was a possibility he might fuck my boy up. You know what I'm saying? But just because you a fan of one guy don't mean that it's your obligation to hate on another. I don't know. I don't be understanding their logic, bro. Stop Motion MMA says Jalil Hackett about to get a win against Pete Dobson. The fact that he's taking a fight against Pete Dobson that early in his career is pretty impressive. And if he's able to beat him, that'll be dope too. That'll definitely step his name up, and that might get him a star or two on BoxRec. You know what I'm saying? Pete Dobson, he ain't bad. You know what I mean? I think he a little bit slow, a little predictable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he got the best defense or anything like that, but he gave Conor Benn a run for his money. You know what I'm saying? Looked like he rocked Conor Benn a few times. He was walking through Conor Benn punches. He made it a tough, competitive fight. You know what I mean? I think that if his volume would have matched Conor Benn, I don't know how that fight would have went. I don't know what the fuck MB talking about. But Anonymous said, personally, I just see a pattern of Tank fans shitting on everybody that's a possible opponent, and I'm not scared to say that at all. Yeah, and they degrade every opponent and all that other shit, man. It just be sounding like fear to me. You know what I'm saying? That shit just be sounding like fear to me. Shout out to my boy G-Bo. He says, salute Mark in the nation. Been a while, caught alive, man. I appreciate that very much, man. Thank you for stopping by and showing love to the channel. But I'm getting caught up in the chat right now, man. I'm gonna just stick to my topics and I'm gonna see exactly what you guys think about this. So Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? I seen that he was out there supporting Carmel Moten, as he should, because that is his fighter. He was just sitting back. He said he didn't want to take the spotlight from Carmel or anything like that, as he should. You know what I mean? He should learn from his mistakes, because previously he didn't let his other fighters get any shine, and he would just talk about himself the whole time and all that type shit. So it was dope to see him fall back and let Carmel do his thing. But I believe one of the reporters that was actually in the locker room asked Floyd about the Ryan Garcia situation, and this motherfucker Floyd Mayweather avoided that shit like the plague, bro. Avoided that shit like the plague. You feel what I'm saying? Wanted absolutely nothing to do with those Ryan Garcia questions. He perceived it as negative. And we gonna really talk about this, man, because when I first had watched it, I thought it was I thought like the question was leaning more towards like the PED scandal and shit like that. But after really looking at it, I think the question was more directed towards Ryan Garcia saying the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Saying both N-words. The one that a lot of people like to use, and then the one with the hard ER. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia saying that he's a part of the Ku Klux Klan. You feel what I mean? And he said a whole bunch of shit, disrespected George Floyd, who was a victim to police brutality. There was a lot of things that Ryan Garcia said on there. You know what I'm saying? Bringing them back to life and killing them again. Some of the most hateful things that you could direct towards the black community, Ryan Garcia said. And with Floyd being one of the most popular fighters ever in the sport of boxing and being a black man, I'm not saying that he's obligated to speak on anything at all, but people do care about Floyd's opinion, because he is one of the greatest in these recent eras. And Floyd has had a habit of not speaking out for his people when they looked for his voice. You know what I'm saying? We could go all the way back to the Donald Sterling situation. Now, Donald Sterling, I believe he was like an owner. I think it was the Los Angeles Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. And Donald Sterling had a little side piece or whatever that he was dealing with, and there was a recorded phone conversation between Donald Sterling and the young woman, and Donald Sterling said that he didn't want no black people at his basketball games. Shortly afterwards, I think he was removed, or he stepped down. I don't know what the situation was, but regardless, they done got him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather was asked about the situation, and Floyd Mayweather said that he supports Donald Sterling, and Donald Sterling, they never do nothing to him. That was one of the moments where I really looked at Floyd and I was like, wow, that's the response you're going to have? You heard what Donald Sterling said, but because he showed you respect, you know what I'm saying, you don't got no type of defense for the black race, for black people. You know what I'm saying? So that was one situation. Then obviously there was a situation when Gucci had that blackface controversy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was a beanie, I don't know if it was a mask. I don't know exactly what they had, but clearly it was blackface, and Gucci was under fire for that. You see what I'm saying? They asked Floyd Mayweather about that, and he alluded to the idea of being a leader and not a follower. Then said that he's going to continue buying Gucci because he don't give a fuck about what people got to say about you know, him or, you know, what they had to say about Gucci. And Floyd proceeded to go on and spend thousands of dollars at Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So what he was basically implying was black people were followers. He wasn't a follower. He wasn't going to join their league. He wasn't going to be upset by the racist move that Gucci had made. And he was going to continue supporting them. Then when I seen that, I'm like, yo, Floyd don't really rock with his people at all. He's really not a voice of the people. And he really tap dancing for these folks. He really tap dancing for these folks. You know what I'm saying? Jay Cash said the NBA forced Donald Sterling to sell the team. In my opinion, they should have seized the team and sold it so Donald couldn't make any profit. I agree with that 1,000%. He should have never had an opportunity to make any money from that situation. I agree with you 1,000%. But regardless, Floyd stood up for Donald Sterling when he disrespected black people. Floyd stood up for Gucci when they did some racist shit about that they participated in blackface, which has historically been, you know, racist towards black people. And one of the other ones that stood out to me with Floyd Mayweather was him pretty much, you know, downplaying the whole Black Lives Matter situation. Now, uh I'm not talking about, you know, the actual corporation Black Lives Matter, because from what I heard, they was stealing money and all types of shit. I'm talking about just like the idea in itself, Black Lives Matter, when at that point in time there was a lot of headlines about, you know, black people, innocent unarmed black people being brutally murdered by police. You see what I'm saying? And when people were, you know, standing in solidarity for these unarmed, innocent black people, there was people that was coming out and saying, "Well, why does Black Lives matter? Why, why does Black Lives matter? Doesn't all lives matter?" As if people were saying only Black Lives matter. Like, bro, and like Black Lives Matter is not anti all lives matter. You see what I'm saying? Just because we saying Black Lives Matter don't mean that everybody else's life doesn't matter. We not sitting here saying Black lives is the only lives that matter. No, we saying Black Lives Matter because black people are the ones that are, you know, getting pulled over, told to get their license and registration, and then getting lit up by rounds of ammunition because and you know, these police are being sent on paid leaves as a result of them killing unarmed innocent people. You see what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather was like, "Oh man, all lives matter, man." People keep saying Black Lives Matter, man. You know, I represented the red, white, and blue in the Olympics. All lives matter. I'm like, Floyd, are you fucking serious? You sound like every fucking racist white person that has a Facebook account, my nigga. Like, what is you talking about, bro? Black Lives Matter does not mean all lives don't matter, or only Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of people was just using that angle so they wouldn't come across as racist. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what it was at the end of the day. You see what I mean? Every person that, you know, downgraded Black Lives Matter and went on to say that all lives matter, that let me know that they don't think much of black lives. And Floyd was condoning the shit that people were saying, and he was carrying on their opinions. He was carrying on their perspectives and point of views, completely sold out his people. Now there's another situation where Floyd could have easily you know, put Ryan to shame. He could have put Ryan to shame and told him that he was wrong for saying the shit that he said about black people. You know what I'm saying? He could have told him he was wrong for talking about he was a member of the KKK. There was so many angles that Floyd could have took to really stand up for his people, but Floyd refuses to speak on Ryan Garcia. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather had no problem going out of his way to support Ryan Garcia fighting Devin Haney. Devin Haney was raised around Floyd Mayweather. Devin Haney got pictures of with Floyd when he was a fucking baby. He looked like he was up to Floyd like fucking kneecap in some of those pictures. But because he didn't sign with you or didn't do business with you, you went to Ryan Garcia to attempt to undermine Devin Haney, or because you got a deep disdain for his father. So you got no problem, you know, shitting on black people and not speaking up for black people, but you're real quick to attempt to undermine black people so they won't get nowhere near your accolades and your overall legacy. This is a textbook definition of a evil buck dancing coon. This dude he's a certified coon, bro. Like it's just there's no other way to put it. I wish that Floyd wasn't. I wish he was a more stand up dude, and I wish that black people had him as a voice. But he's made it clear time and time again that he only give a fuck about the green, and I think he even said that. Yeah. He said that. I remember he was talking about fucking he said that green all I care only I think he said like green lives matter. He said some stupid shit like that. The only color I care about is green. I'm like, bro, Floyd, what the fuck? Then he will go in a whole different interview and be like, you gotta understand. You got yo, you gotta understand. Boxing is a racist sport. So you're gonna say that boxing is a racist sport, but whenever boxing does some racist shit, you ain't gonna speak out about it. This dude is a fucking idiot, bro. Floyd Mayweather is a fucking idiot. This man done got every motherfucking dollar in the world and is still the dumbest motherfucker to walk this planet. Imagine having that much money and being that fucking dumb. Imagine having that much power and influence and still being a selfish piece of shit. Like, what the fuck? You would think like he would be satisfied with what he got going on in his life, successful. His kids are good, and he got a grandson that he in love with. He's spending time. You would think that he'll be content with life, but no. Floyd is really the most self-centered, arrogant piece of shit that I've come across in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So you was all down with Ryan. You over there going on jogs with him. You going shopping with Ryan. You convincing Ryan to go fight Rolly instead. Rolly pretty much say fuck what you talking about. He gonna go fight Pitbull instead. Ryan Garcia got to spin the block and fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? You try to cut Devin Haney out of that opportunity of fighting Ryan, but since Ryan had nowhere else to go, then you made it your sole mission to try to take Devin Haney's try to defeat Devin Haney, and y'all damn near almost did it. Y'all damn near almost did it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you was celebrating with Ryan Garcia on FaceTime, holding up 3 fingers, symbolizing being 3 pounds overweight and all that. Like, you was embracing the bullshit that Ryan Garcia was doing just because you have that much of a problem with Devin and Bill Haney. Another black man, and then like it's not just like Devin's not a regular nigga to Floyd. Like, Floyd watched this kid grow up since he was a baby, and you gonna turn your back on him, a fellow black man? Shit is crazy, bro. That same kid you were supporting said the most hateful shit towards black people, and you refuse to acknowledge the question. That dude is a fucking lame. Yo, Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth said, I know a lot of lame millionaires, and you one of them. Tony Harrison. Yeah, I remember Tony Harrison told Jamel that. Yup. I remember that, and that's a fact. Money don't make you not corny. That shit don't uncorny you, my nigga. Like, if you a cornball and you got money, it just money just magnify whoever you are. If you a piece of shit and you got a bag, it's gonna make you an even powerful, bigger piece of shit. If you a nice person, I'm sure you're gonna be real generous with your money and do nice shit with it. You know what I'm saying? It magnifies whoever you are. That shit don't change you. It's gonna reveal who you truly are inside, bro. It is what it is. Yeah, Tony Harrison was frying Jermell Charlo. Frying him. The trash talk. Now the fight was different. But the trash talk though. I'll tell you what, a lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna like in a straight talking shit, going back and forth with niggas. Tony Harrison ain't a lot of people talking trash with Tony Harrison. Yeah, money don't mean happiness, but what I'm saying is it magnifies whoever you are. Now you see a lot of these rappers that was like certified killers before they became rappers. As soon as they got that bag from the music industry, they put it back in the street. They were street niggas. So once they got a bag, they became bigger, more powerful street niggas. it's just gonna make you whoever you are. It's gonna intensify whoever you are. Simple and plain. Yeah, Tony Harrison, one of the best trash talkers in the sport. I wish he showed it more while he was coming up, but he a humble dude. You know what I'm saying? He don't really talk shit unless you talk shit to him. But he was frying Jamel. Jamel was all stuttering everywhere. And you know, Jamel is very like a very horrible public speaker. Like when Jamel talk, like his words don't like go together well, and some of the shit he would say, like it just be the grammar. It be the grammar, like that shit don't be making sense sometimes when he talk. He uses like unnecessary he adds like extra words, like the nigga just be doing run-on sentences on top of run-on sentences, and he be trying to come across like he eloquent, and it's like, bro, you're not well spoken at all. You actually sound real fucking dumb on this microphone. Just tell the nigga you gonna knock him out and go sit your goofy ass down. That motherfucking hair dye on your receding hairline got your brain fried, my nigga. You gotta relax. Jamel a hell of a fighter though. Even after that Canelo shit, man. I think he could come back to 154 and do some damage. I would like to see Jamel versus the winner of Virgil Ortiz and Bohachuk. That's what I want to see. But anyways, that's my thoughts on Floyd Mayweather, man. Him refusing to speak out against Ryan Garcia just goes to show who Floyd Mayweather has been for a very long time, which is a grandmaster. That nigga 8th-degree black belt coon. That nigga done got his black belt 8 times in cooning. You know what I'm saying? They getting older now though, like 34. If you're referring to the Charlos, let me see. They 34, yeah. They 34. Yeah, they definitely getting up there. But like when you really look at both of their careers now, Jamal, he might be a different case because I think like his overconsumption of alcohol and shit like that might really, slow him down. Like Adrian Broner. You see what I'm saying? Jamel, on the other hand, I think he's a lot more disciplined than Jamal from what I've seen. And he hasn't taken much damage. You know what I'm saying? So he might have a few more years in the tank. But if Jamel really want to come back and do some damage at 154, I think he can really do it. Y'all got to understand, like, he was really the man in the division. The only thing that fucked it up was him fighting Canelo, because after that, they stripped him all his belts. If he would have never fought Canelo, he'd probably still be the man in the division. I mean, besides the check, the Canelo fight did more harm than good on Jamel's career. Him cashing out to go fight Canelo completely eliminated his status as like the top dog at 154. They all just jumped on top of his belts after that. And now we got all these guys saying that they the man and shit. And Jamel got to go back and prove himself if that's what he wants to do. You said let him try at 160. Well, Jamel, I think he was trying to intercept the fight between with Terrence Crawford. He was trying to get the Madrimov fight because I believe he's like champion in recess in the WBA. And he was trying to interfere with that fight and make sure Crawford didn't get it, but Crawford ended up getting the fight anyway. So I don't know if he's gonna sit there and wait for the winner of Crawford Madrimov. I don't know what he's gonna do, but obviously he still got his sights locked on 154 if he's doing that. Yeah, yeah, Mr. Key running him up. Yeah, he got stripped. Yeah, they stripped him the moment that the bell rang for the Canelo fight, and they gave the belt to Tim Tszyu. I think it was a WBO. The Kegi said he got that bag and lost his hunger. It's too. I mean, he hasn't fought since then, so we don't know. We can't say that. Nah, Jamel can make 154, y'all. He can make 154. Just like Kell Brook, he went up to 160, brought his ass right back down to 147. He could do it. Jamel didn't even look muscular at 68. Saying look like he just ate a lot. He pretty much came in at his walk around weight, for real, for real. Let me see. Big Charlo is still unbeaten too, yeah, but his career is going down the drain due to his bad habits outside of the ring. Shout out to my boy PYP Boxing. He says Ryan comments were horrible, especially on George Floyd. I'm 47, Gen X. I truly feel Ryan's generation is colorblind race wise. The kid is just a bad person all around. I agree with you 1,000%. And the fact that, and like the thing about Ryan is he refuses to take accountability. Like he'll apologize and shit like that, but then he'll still make excuses as to why he did it. So he's not truly apologetic. Because if you're truly apologetic, you're not gonna come up with no excuses. You're just gonna hold your L, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Lewis. He said, "My young brother, please refrain from using the N word. We, as the black community, must stop the flow of the river if we want the water to dry. Peace, my brother." I like that comment right there. I've definitely been refraining from using it. I definitely don't use it as much as I used to. Because when I was a young boy, I used to let that shit fly. But obviously it's a bad habit. But as we go on to improve and try to be better people, that'll get cleared up. But I like that. I like that comment right there. Stop. You know, the community must stop the flow of the river. We want the water to dry. Yeah, I agree with that. I like this. I like that comment right there. Shout out to Kevin Lewis. PYP says, as a Mexican, I'm embarrassed of Ryan's comments. He should get 2 years from all organizations. I'm interested to see how, after this year is up, how these sanctioning bodies are going to embrace Ryan. Are they going to stand on, is WBC going to stand on, expelling him? I ain't going to lie to you. I think the WBC after a year, they just going to reinstate him back in the rankings. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't think they really as mad as they try to make it seem. They just don't want the black people to be in on a negative type of time with them. Coffee Plant said when you from the hood, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's a difficult thing, man. It's a difficult thing, but as long as you're aware and you understand that, you making a mistake, then you can fix it. I try to refrain from saying it myself. I definitely don't get into the hard ER. You know what I'm saying? I don't really play all like that with it. I actually don't play with it at all. Like I'll use it if I'm like quoting what somebody else is saying, but for the most part, me just saying it myself, like from my own ideas, not at all. That's not happening. Like my ancestors were slaves. I don't even like to play like that. You feel what I mean? MB wildin'. I low key be feeling like hitting MB with the wrench, but I'm chill. But let's get into this last topic, man, because I'm only gonna be on here for an hour. Then I'm gonna just fall back for the night. You feel what I mean? It's already 12:30 in the morning. Well, 12:25 in the morning over here. And I just wanted to get this topic out of the way. So I was looking through Michael Benson's tweets, man, because he's one of the people that keep me in the loop with what's going on in the boxing world and stuff like that. And I had seen that Coach Kenny Ellis, one of Gervonta Davis's head coaches, had put up like a little saying that he was pretty much trolling and that, Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko is definitely next. Now, this is my whole take on the situation, man. I don't really be believing these dudes, specifically Gervonta Davis's team, because they said a lot of shit in terms of fighters being next and stuff like that and what Gervonta Davis is going to do. And then he just end up doing some different shit. And, you know what I mean? I don't really blame them for not knowing what Gervonta is going to do next because they not involved with the business. You know what I'm saying? They not involved with the business. They just boxing coaches. You feel what I'm saying? They get paid to teach their fighters how to fight. Come up with game plans, study fight films of opponents. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Keep their fighters head on straight, keep them focused, all that good stuff. They're not involved with the business. They don't know what's going on. You feel what I mean? So, if it ain't Al Heyman saying this or Leonard Ellaby, whoever is behind the scenes getting these contracts together and sending out offers, then I don't really put too much stock in what they say. You feel what I mean? But just for hypothetical reasons, uh, if Gervonta Davis and Lomachenko is official and is next, will this remove the stigma that Gervonta Davis only fights certain styles of fighters? Yeah, Calvin. Shout out to Calvin Ford, man. He showed my dad a lot of love when he touched down in Philly a couple weeks ago. But it's facts. Calvin got to call Tank to ask him if he could do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he blatantly admitted during the interview that whenever he needs something, he just called Tank for it instead of just getting a check from Tank and just moving about things his own way. Nah, Benson didn't say that Tank and Shakur is next. He reposted a post from Kenny Ellis who said that that fight was next. To get into specifically what Kenny Ellis said, he said, "Where is the sense of humor? I was just joking. Tank versus Loma is still on." So he's letting you know that that fight is next up. You know what I'm saying? I also heard Bob Arum talking about it, which he said that fight is being worked on. That's the fight that's going to be made, and it's a good fight. It's a good fight. You know what I mean? I do think that Gervonta and them they stalled out Gervonta. They God damn, I'm stuttering all over the place. I think they stalled out Lomachenko just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because they were both champions at 130 at one particular time, and when reporters were bringing up the idea of Tank facing Lomachenko, Floyd Mayweather was shutting it down, Leonard Ellaby was shutting it down. They were saying how Loma was old, so he had to rush his career, and Tank young, and he don't got to take the chance yet, and shit like that. So it was a blatant duck. You know what I'm saying? Even Loma was doing interviews. He was like, "Oh, they don't want to fight me because they know." Just out here just looking for Tank smoke whenever he could get it, but he was never able to get that fight. But now, no, Tank want the Loma fight now. He ain't won it back when they was at 130 pounds. Let's make that clear. And I'll bring up some interviews right now that'll say otherwise. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. I know when Tank wanted that Loma fight. Okay, so why didn't he refute what Floyd Mayweather was saying when he had his arm around Tank's shoulder and was like, "Don't worry about it, Tank. You young. You know what I'm saying? Loma's old, and he got to get all the fights that he can right now. We ain't in no rush. We gonna do it whenever we feel like doing it. We gonna do it whenever we feel like doing it." Okay, okay. How about I pull? Okay, let's pull up some interviews then. Since you in your feelings right now, he said, "Yes, he did. What the fuck? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What the fuck?" Okay, let's pull up some old interviews then, because Ellie Seckbeck keep them interviews, what I mean, up in public. Let's see. Let's see. All the videos I'm seeing right now are recent. 5 years ago, Vasil Lomachenko and Bob Arum go off on Tank Davis hard.
many people.
Ask Floyd Mayweather. He said the kid isn't ready yet for the fight.
What are your thoughts on Gervonta
Here it is,
Davis
y'all.
and a possible matchup? Because many people.
Ask Floyd Mayweather. He said the kid isn't ready yet for the fight. Floyd Mayweather is his promoter. Floyd Mayweather, if anybody, Jr., knows about boxing. The question of whether Gervonta Davis is ready to fight a master like Loma should be put to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let him answer that question. But don't ask stupid stuff about Gervonta Davis when his promoter says he's not ready.
But I think Gervonta Davis, he's best of the best fighter in the Twitter.
Damn. Okay. Let's do it. That was one. Now that's just one perspective now. Now let's find this video for 5 years ago with Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, okay? Now this is Floyd talking in front of Gervonta. And Gervonta isn't refuting anything that Floyd Mayweather is saying when he could easily do that. He sits there and he lets Floyd get his shit off. And he just nods his head as he's saying it.
Stunning knockout victory here in the first round. Would you make a being able to that it ended early?
How he fought here at such a young age. Actually been through more than I've been through at such a young age. But I'm proud of him. He went out there, displayed his power, displayed his speed, and he's showing the world day in and day out. This is a new face of boxing.
It seemed that the first punch that you hit him with, like I could tell, like his body language kind of like reacted, but
We faced.
didn't get injured or anything, so it looks like he's good to go.
I know. We're talking about.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
He's fighting Tenshin in an exhibition bout in Japan.
In Rising.
Yes, and we don't know. I get back. I talk with my man, this young fighters, this young champion, have some input.
What'd you make of your entrance? That was something pretty unique, pretty cool to see.
I loved it. Just loved it. Champion, and he's been through a lot. As far as don't criticize the fighter. The fighter job.
See him against that level of fighter that the fans want to see him against.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I just seen when he won the world title from the opponent that he beat. I think he beat the world champion that was undefeated. And the world champion that he beat went to the Olympics. He has no amateur background. He wasn't even ranked in the top 10 and became world champion. He's two-time world champion, and he don't even have, 22 fights. So this is unbelievable. There's no rush. You're a remarkable fighter. I'm behind you no matter what nobody say. Your job is to go out there and fight and keep making them 7-figure paydays, and we move you up to 8-figure paydays and then 9 figures.
That huge fight, they think it'll be Lomachenko. Do you think that will be the huge fight for you?
It's time for us to move and talk right here. Like I said before, we're not going to call no particular fighter out, and it's not like we ducking or dodging anyone. Lomachenko has to fight as many fights as possible extremely quick because he's very, very old. Tank is probably 10 years or 11 years younger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko will be 40 before you know it. There's no rush, Tank. Your job is to continue to go out there and do what you do. You making the same money Lomachenko is making, and you're doing it easier. Lomachenko just fought, and Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter, and I like Lomachenko.
He's a hell of a fighter.
But the guy, after Tank went out there and beat the champion up, Lomachenko fought Tank leftovers and with the distance.
Whoa.
And guess what? Tank didn't have to go to the Olympics. Tank didn't have to fight 300 amateur fights. Tank didn't have to fight 400 amateur fights. Tank gonna go out there and get the job done. This right here, he's the real one in boxing. He's the truth. We don't care about that. We don't want to hear about that. Tank is the champion. It's his night. Give him his credit. Just like when all these other fighters go out there and was fighting all these years, y'all didn't want to give me my credit.
All right, we're not here to talk about you, Floyd. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. See, y'all niggas being y'all feelings, bro. And you know what, bro? This nigga about to get smacked with the wrench. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. I love that that's your name, but you be the main nigga running your mouth in the comments. Always bringing up some shit. Wasn't you the same nigga who posted clips saying you think Tank was capable of beating Loma at 130? Yeah, dickhead. Yeah, that was me. But just because I say that doesn't necessarily mean that, fucking Tank wasn't avoiding him. What Tank was avoiding him. Floyd, Leonard Ellaby, Mayweather Promotions, TMT, whatever the fuck you want to call them, did not want to throw Tank in the smoke with Loma at 130 pounds at that time. And they told you that reason why. They felt like he wasn't capable, that he wasn't ready for that experience level yet. Loma's old. Loma's old. Loma's old. What the fuck I got to read the comment before that for? What is that going to change? What is that going to change? The fuck? I don't got to read no previous comments, bro. Yeah, y'all can shake your head all y'all want. Y'all niggas could be all upset. That's why you can't really say nothing about Tank in these comments, bro, because these niggas getting their feelings and act like what happened didn't happen. Niggas want to put a blind over your face and act like you they don't want you to see certain shit. I've seen it all, my nigga. I've been on YouTube covering shit, watching shit before I was ever consistent with reporting. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tripping. Y'all be in y'all feelings when you talk about little Tank tape. Just completely, and then they act like what I just said. The video said exactly word for word what I said, but I have to like fucking play the video for people to believe what I'm saying. Floyd told you why he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to put Tank in there with Loma because Loma was on a different level than Tank at the time. He felt like Tank was inexperienced. Loma was on a roll. He was stopping everything moving. He was beating all these top names, and he was doing it before he even had 10 fights. Yeah, it's still a good fight now, but let's not act like, Tank didn't avoid Loma at 130 when Loma was in his prime. Bro, if Floyd is listen. I don't know what Tank think deep down, my nigga. I don't know what he think deep down. I don't know what he think. But I'm gonna tell you this. He ain't disagree with him. I never heard Tank be like, "Oh, I don't agree with what Floyd's saying. I'll fight Tank. I'll fight Loma right now." I never heard him say that. If y'all can find the footage for me, send it to my DM. Y'all see my Instagram right there. Send it to my DM. No, what's the obvious? What's obvious? What's obvious is that Floyd and Mayweather Promotions didn't believe in Loma going into the didn't believe in Tank going into the Loma fight at 130 pounds, and they act like the age was the reason. It's really that simple, Ralph. Like this is what they don't want to recognize. Like they don't understand. Like if Tank really wanted smoke, he could have went to Floyd and said, "I want to fight Loma." They would have made the fight quick. And you want to know how I know? You want to know how I know Tank didn't want that Loma fight? Because when Tank and Floyd was arguing and they was having a little problem, Floyd Mayweather said that he was gonna have Tank fight Loma, and Tank was quiet as shit after that. Why would he partner ways with Floyd, an all-time great, as your promoter when you're still on the come up? I don't even understand that question. You writing in all caps and you still ain't saying shit. You wrote in all caps. You literally yelling at your motherfucking computer screen right now, and you ain't even typing shit right. Slow down. You know what I mean? Try some lowercase letters and spell the shit out properly. Why would he partner ways with Floyd, an all-time great, as your promoter when you're still on the come up? I don't understand that question. You're gonna have to rewrite that, my brother. You gotta slow down a little bit. You too much in your feelings right now. Your heart beating all out your chest. You sweating and shit. Take your time, my brother. Niggas ain't pressed like you. I promise you that. And no matter what you question, I'm gonna answer it. So you know what I mean? Chill out. You be all right. Mastermind says it was obvious, Mazuma. They clearly did not want any smoke. Thank you. And I could pull up when Floyd threatened fucking Tank with a Loma fight back when they had like one of their first beefs. There's so much shit. It's gonna be hard to find this shit.
But let's talk about the young fighters. We talked about Jesse Vargas. You know, I'm doing that show at Barclays. Mayweather Promotions is the past, the present, and the future of sports and entertainment. We also got Adrian Broner fighting and Gervonta Tank Davis. And if Gervonta Tank Davis win that fight, I already spoke to Todd DeBuff from Top Rank. We look forward to Adrian Broner. We look forward to Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Lomachenko after this fight. We know Tank fights in April. Lomachenko fights in May. I already spoke to Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, and we're going to make that fight happen between Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis.
A lot of news tonight. Got your promoter hat on as well. Thank you, Floyd. Always good to be with you.
And Gervonta responded with laughing emojis. Nigga ain't want no smoke. Meaning, why would he ruin his friendship with Floyd when Tank was still on the come up? That shit don't make no sense, my nigga. Like, what would it ruin his relationship? Him going to Floyd and be like, yo, I want that Loma fight. Let's make that Loma fight happen. That would have ruined his relationship with Floyd? The fuck? How would that, like, how good is the relationship if that's all it would take to ruin a friendship? That shit don't even make any sense. You said and threatened Tank with Pedraza, and what happened? Would have been no different. My nigga, Pedraza is not Lomachenko. What the fuck? Like, you making it seem like there's any type of comparison. Pedraza at 130 and Loma at 130, two totally separate problems, bro. Two totally separate problems. These dudes ain't be making no sense. These dudes be so emotional. How do you make a fight? Are you asking me, or are you just talking shit? I could break it down to you. I don't know. You guys send. You know what? If you want you asking so many questions, you might as well send it in the super chat and I'll answer it. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers wasting my time, ain't adding shit to the conversation. These niggas in their feelings just asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to ask questions, send it in the super chat and I'll answer it. Fuck out of here. Besides that, niggas just getting ignored and low key might get hit with the wrench. I ain't even gonna hold you. These emotional type niggas, bro, I feel like I'm arguing with my BM. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Listening to y'all niggas type, reading what y'all niggas type, bro, it sound like the type responses that a woman would give me when they in their feelings. Yeah, like tugging on the heartstrings for sure. These niggas like ready to cry about this shit. Shit really make me question whether they boxing fans or not. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I could give a fuck about who taking who, bitch. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. And that's the thing. Yeah, if Tank was to fight Loma right now, that'll be the best opponent on his resume. And this is an outdated Lomachenko. It's the obvious, bro. What's so obvious? If it's so obvious, why don't you tell me how to make a fight? How you ever made a fight before? I have. There's been fights that's been on the Zone. There's been fights that's been on ESPN Plus, Top Rank, Matchroom. I've made fights happen on the professional scenes. I've matchmake fights in the pros. I matchmake fights in the amateurs. If it's so obvious, why don't you tell me how to make a fight? I don't gotta answer that shit. I've done it. And this is how, like, how do you make a fight? I'm asking you as a coach. Coaches don't make fights, dummy. You asking me as a coach. You can't ask me as a coach because coach don't make fights. He about to get packed up. He about to get packed up. He a little bit too emotional for me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Ralph. He said, I've been saying this for years. Tank could have a deeper resume. Had a chance to fight Gary Russell, Tevin Farmer, Loma, Valdez, Burchell back then, but he didn't. It's a fact. Could have fought Tevin. That man Tevin was walking Tank down in public places. It was like, yo, when I get my IBF, when I get my title, are we gonna unify? Tank all, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Had a little temper tantrum. Don't touch me. Fat as shit with a white shirt on. Looking like a motherfucking snapping turtle over there, all angry and shit. Fat face ass Tank over there, all in his feelings because a Philly nigga pressed him. Now, mind you, I think Tank will stop Tevin. But we ain't gonna sit here and act like Tevin wasn't, stepping to him. You know what I'm saying? Pressed him a couple times. Bro, I ain't call up nobody to ban you. I could do it myself. So appreciate that you on here. You know what I'm saying? Don't take this moment for granted because, you know what I'm saying, you might just, you know what I'm saying? You say the wrong thing, I might just go out my way to do it myself. I don't got to call nobody. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. This nigga. Then he walked away and came back to Tevin. It was like, you got 5 losses. You got 5 losses. Meanwhile, Tank fighting niggas that got several losses. Shit is just crazy to me. Nigga had a temper tantrum for like 3 seconds, then walked back over to Tevin. That's your man, though. But yeah, I mean, back to this comment right here. He could have fought Gary Russell. Gary Russell done disrespected Tank in every shape, form, and fashion. Tank never acknowledged him. Moma done fucking told him that he's a good fighter on Twitter. And then said that, yeah, they don't want to fight me because they know. Never responded to him. Oscar Valdez, he could have easily got that fight. Valdez don't be turning down no smoke for real. Burchell, he could have got in the mix at 130. He chose not to. He stuck to his little program and beat up on guys like Hugo fucking Ruiz and old ass Gamboa and everybody that we didn't give a fuck for him to fight, he fought. Jesus Cuellar. Nigga was gonna fight Abner Mares. If Abner Mares' eye ain't give out, then he would have punched on Abner too. Ain't nobody called for that shit. Yeah, Gary called him a sucker and all types of shit. Talk about he'll rumble him in Baltimore. Oh, bro, I'm trying to tell you, I remember this shit. Yeah, bro, I'm trying to tell you. This nigga Tank had an attitude. This nigga threw a temper tantrum for like 3 seconds. He was like, ho, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Whole time he was like waving his arms and shit, trying to get people off his shoulders and shit. Don't touch me. And then after like the whole crowd, once they broke it up and shit like that, Tank laughing. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? Nigga, you all right? This nigga had a whole cheese bus episode. Bro. Mastermind said Floyd only beat 3 undefeated opponents. So who was the undefeated opponents? It was Ricky Hatton, Diego Corrales, and Canelo. Right? I mean, the O not everything though. I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I mean? Floyd got multiple Hall of Famers. a whole shit ton of world champions on his resume. You can't shoot down his resume, man. I know Mastermind hold that real dear to his heart. He like when motherfuckers be undefeated and shit like that, but they ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, Hatton, Diego, and Canelo. Yep, that's it. Yeah. Don't touch me. Mm-hmm. Gary Russell done called him all types of suckers and all types of shit. Y'all just need to stop acting like Tank just be with the smoke and just be wanting to fight everybody. It's not true. How about when Devin Haney had the WBA and he called for the WBA to force Tank to fight him as a mandatory. Leonard Ellaby cursed out the WBA. Man, what he's like, man, we fight whoever the fuck we want whenever we want to fight him. Y'all can take y'all funky ass belt. Nigga, y'all ain't about to make us fight Devin Haney right away, nigga. Y'all can keep that motherfucking belt. You got me fucked up. WBA was like, oh shit, we don't want no smoke, bro. Let's just ignore this shit. Sorry, Dev, we can't do that for you. We ain't about to fuck up our money because you want to fight Tank so bad, nigga. You got me fucked up. Tank be moving like a street nigga. I mean, he act like one. I don't know if he is though. He definitely talked like he won though. I don't know about that though. I don't know. I don't be believing niggas, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Shout out to my boy Mastermind. He said, I think it was an intelligent move to avoid Lomachenko at that time. He's in a better position to win, similar to how AJ was trying to do Wilder. That's an excellent point, but at the same time, simultaneously, we cannot ignore that is a ducking tactic. It may be smart, it may be strategic, but at the same time, we got to acknowledge it as ducking. If you stall somebody out to have an advantage and not fight them in the moment where people are demanding it, that is a duck. Then he said he stayed in the gym. How he a street dude? Just because you live in a tough area don't make you a street dude. Yeah, man. They said that he used to sleep at the gym. He grew up in a foster home. So Tank done been through some things. Let's not get that wrong. Like he done went up against the odds. You know what I mean? He got a tough background. He got a sad story. But in terms of like, hearing about Tank, being in the streets and, moving by some type of street code and, making an example out of niggas on some street shit, I never heard of that. So I don't think Tank don't come from that. He come from some tough situations. He come from a rough background, but in terms of being a street nigga, that's not him. I don't think so. That's what I mean by I don't believe niggas. I don't be believing that they are who they say they are. You gotta show me. I want to see what Tank could do if somebody do something to him. You see how like Tank be bullying niggas, like pushing niggas, and I want to see what would happen if somebody was to mush him, slap him, push him, or some shit. I want to see what would have happened. What would Tank do? I heard him talking real greasy to Bullet and Rolly. We pulling up the nigga. If it was beef, we pulling up the nigga's houses and like Tank. You not doing that. Stop it. Tevin Farmer, that cross-eyed nigga Tevin Farmer pressed you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even looking at you straight with both eyes. And you ain't even do nothing, nigga. Cut it out. But, it is what it is. Oh, Tank. Listen, man. Tank one of the best fighters in the world. I know PYP, I'm real familiar with Coach Calvin. I understood, like, he done did real time. He was really in the streets. But that don't mean that Tank did it, though. Those two totally separate lives. Just because Coach Calvin got a track record don't mean Tank do. But I hear what you're saying. Tank just need he got a that 7 fight deal Tank talking about. It need to be all smoke moving forward, bro. Need to be all smoke. Because you know what it looked like, and I heard somebody say this in the past. Like Tank fought, he fought some alright dudes like Frank Martin, solid dude. Ryan Garcia, he alright. Leo Santa Cruz, he alright. Rolly, alright. But they not the elite niggas. So it's like them Harlem Globetrotter niggas, right? You see how, you can see that they could ball, they could shoot. You know what I'm saying? They got handles, they got all that shit, but they not doing that against elite motherfuckers. So it's like we know they good, but we don't know how good they really are. That's how I look at Tank. That's how I look at Tank, bro. Like, I see that he's skilled. I see that he got all the tools. He got different dimensions to his game. And a lot of the people that Tank beat, they bounced back and became champion type shit, which makes Tank resume look better. But, there's some elite dudes out here that's in or around his division that he needs to validate himself against. Just like everybody else, bro. Everybody at a top level has to prove themselves at some point. Andre Ward had to do it. Floyd had to do it. Crawford had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to do it once they reach an elite level. Tank is no exception. It's like they just so cool with Tank fighting certain guys. And, they rather look at the Shakur and the Devin Haney fights and all that other shit as fantasy fights instead of making it a reality. And I think that shit is based in fear. I think a lot of these dudes are scared to see their boy Tank go up against these elite level dudes. So you worried about the wrong shit. Bro, is you a boxing fan or is you just like is you like a dick eater, bro? Like, I genuinely, like, are you a boxing fan? Or is you just a hater? Like, you sound like in Philly, we call niggas who talk like you dick eaters, bro. Why is you infatuated with Gervonta and his sales? Why is that even on your mind? How about him actually fighting? Do you want to see the man fight? You sit there, you watching Gervonta and his fight, and you probably not even watching him fight. You probably just looking at the background. This nigga ain't sell no tickets. Yo, he ain't sell nothing. Man, you see that? Look, that's an empty seat right. Look at that top left corner. That's an empty seat right there. That's an empty seat right there. Look at that empty seat on that top left corner. Man, I knew we'll take sell no ticket. Bro, y'all niggas are not boxing fans, man. Y'all worried because I know y'all be worried about everything except boxing. Y'all be worried about everything except boxing. And a lot of y'all live in delusion. A lot of y'all live in delusion, bro. Y'all be worried about the wrong shit. Boots fight this week. It's fight week for Gervonta Ennis. And this nigga talking about, let's see how them sales is going. And then he put an emoji like he don't seem like he too optimistic about the sales. From what I heard, because I'm locked in with them niggas over here in Philly, I heard that it's doing really well. And mind you, it's 20,000 seats at the Wells Fargo. Do I believe Boots is going to sell every seat? No, not really. No, not really. But he's going to have a great crowd. And based off what I've seen on those tickets, I was looking at on StubHub and all that shit, they're selling pretty well. Eddie Hearn told you that they're selling pretty well. I don't think I'll be there. I might pop up. I don't know. Depending on how I feel. You know what I mean? I might get in. I might not. I got my son this weekend, so most likely not. Yeah, I heard the sales is pretty good. Eddie Hearn satisfied. So if Eddie Hearn satisfied, that lets you know everything you need to know. How you know it's by my crib? Yo, like you see these dudes like they be tripping, bro. How you know the Wells Fargo by my crib? Because it's not. Just because it's in my city don't mean it's by my crib. He said, Jalil Hackett, what's up with him? Ain't Jalil Hackett on the card? Ain't he fighting this dude, Pete Dobson? Or I'm tripping. Or is that somebody else? Hold on. Let's check this event on BoxRec because I'm laid up right now. I'm trying. Yeah, Jalil Hackett fighting Pete Dobson. They fighting on the same card. I don't know too much about Jalil though. I remember when he was an amateur and shit like that, but yeah, I mean, I see Sky Nicholson on there. That's gonna be a solid co-main. They got Khalil Cole doing a 10 rounder for the WBC light heavy, the WBC USA light heavy. So that's gonna get him a ranking in the WBC, which is pretty dope. Let me see. Christopher Diaz. Oh, okay. Pitufo. Okay. I think that's him. Yeah. Christopher Diaz is fighting on the undercard. Ismail Muhammad. Dennis Thompson. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, so, yeah, PYP. Some people be in that mind frame, man, where they gotta get into, an angry state of mind. You know what I mean? There's some people that's calm. There's some people that just be chilling before fights. Then you got motherfuckers that's trying to punch holes in the wall before they step in the ring. It's whatever works for them. Some people just different fighters they channel different things before they walk out. But what I do notice is after the fights they always seem to be relaxed, like they got weight off their shoulders. You see what I mean? So that makes sense. I always felt great after a sparring session, especially if it was a good sparring session for me. I've sparred people that I genuinely disliked, but then after the sparring session, I dap them up or whatever. It's just it's therapeutic. You know what I mean? It's very relieving. How you know it's a short drive? Like this nigga talking like he know where I live. Rigo versus NUA at 122. A prime Rigo versus NUA. Shit, I'd have been rocking with Rigo. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd have been rocking with Rigo. I'd have been like, yo, man, listen, I was a fucking huge fan of Rigo when he was in his prime, bro. You couldn't tell me shit about Rigo, bro. We got 25 people with 19 likes, man. Get the likes up, man. Said a lot of dudes don't dap up after sparring. I always did. Even if I ain't like dude, the fact that you was willing to, go blow for blow with me or just box me in general, I respected it. Okay, PYP. Yeah, you got some experience, my brother. That's what's up, man. I gotta learn how to, get in that that content creator bag. Like I gotta learn how to get in like my boxing reporter bag because I had went to the Wells Fargo for the press conference with Cody Crowley and Boots, but I'm just sitting there and I'm just watching like on some fan shit instead of just recording. Shit was kind of crazy. I like boxing film. I'll still dap up after, even if I dislike somebody. I still dap them up after a sparring session because it's like you actually gave me the opportunity to try to hurt you, and you try to do the same shit to me. So I know you ain't no bitch. So it's like, you know what I mean? Unless that shit is like really personal, that happened one time with me. I'm gonna have somebody come in and disrespect my gym, and I ain't really like that shit. So I made it my business to hurt that man. And I did. And after I heard him, I didn't say nothing to him. I just told him get the fuck out of my gym. So I don't know. I guess it depends. Hold on. PYP said, well, G-Man, I mean, he moved up 2 weight classes, bro. He couldn't. It was too much of a difference for him. And I knew that he was too small for the weight because he went down after that fight with Loma. He went down to 118 and became champion again. A man who could comfortably make 118 has no business fighting a full-fledged 130-pound man in Lomachenko. The size disparity was too clear. It was too much for him. But hold on. Do you think NUA would avoid Rigo like many of his peers did? I don't know, man. I think NUA really bought that shit. I think that NUA really bought that shit. I think he would have fought Rigo. I think he would have fought him. I think NUA really believed in him, so I think he would have took the chance, especially if there was some belts on the line. It seems like that's what drives NUA is the belts. See what I mean? And Rigo definitely had a belt at 22, so he would have had to have seen him. But a lot of Rigo's peers avoided him at all costs, for sure. You said Mazuma versus Southpaw will be personal? Hell yeah. I would hurt that nigga, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I would knock his old ass out. That's why he don't want no smoke for real. He know he older. You know what I mean? I put that offer out there for him to take it. He never acknowledged it. I texted him, I DM'd him. I did everything I could to try to lock that shit in. That pussy ass nigga don't want no smoke. He just want to talk shit on social media. You know what I'm saying? It would be so crazy as he be talking about, oh, there's people that won't kill anything except their cell phone battery. Oh, there's people just be talking on the internet. Nigga, you the main one that be talking on the internet. Like, stop it, my nigga. You was not that crazy, because if you was really that crazy, you still be in jail or you be dead somewhere, my nigga. Like, relax. You got some sense, my nigga. Act like it. Yo, Teach, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was rooting for Rigo heavy against Loma. I wanted Rigo to beat Loma so bad. I was one of them. Yep, Ralph. Bro, Rigo was so avoided that I think it was a WBO. They made him a champion in recess. So the two niggas that was ducking him could fight for the vacant belt. They had made him a champion in recess because Guillermo Rigondeaux couldn't get no fights. So he was inactive. So because he was inactive, they gave the WBO a reason to make him a champion in recess. That had Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg fight each other for the vacant belt. Now, I believe Carl Frampton beat Scott Quigg, and after Rigo was trying to get back in the mix and fight Frampton for the title, Frampton moved up. Leo Santa Cruz did the same thing. Rigo definitely got froze out. When he beat Nonito Donaire, bro, they hated that motherfucker for that, bro. HBO was building up Nonito Donaire to be like the next Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino Flash, and they had so much riding on Nonito Donaire, and they swore that Nonito was going to dispose of Rigo, and Rigo just outclassed him. Carl Frampton was scared as fuck. Scott Quigg was scared as fuck. Leo Santa Cruz scared as fuck. They ain't want no smoke with the Jackal. You know what I'm saying? El Chacal. He said he not even from Chicago, for real? Where you from then, Shay? You know something? I told him I come to Chicago too. I got a whole bunch of family in Chicago. He was so bothered by that too. He was like, he said he got family in Chicago. Why you so paranoid, my nigga? It's true. It did hinder his career, Ralph. Him beating Onito Donaire fucked his career up. I'm not gonna say it fucked it up, but them networks really disliked him after that, and they did whatever HBO did whatever they could to make Rigo look bad. I seen them outclassing the dude, and they was like, "Oh, this is like the commentary." The commentary was like, "Oh, this is a boring fight." Rigo like pretty much criticizing him. I'm like, bro, he's dominating. Is Rigo a Hall of Famer? He's a two division world champion. I mean, he's a fucking two-time Olympic gold medalist. I know that's the amateurs, but he's a two division champion. He has multiple title defenses. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would say so because I feel like there's people in the Hall of Fame right now that's not as worthy. He said PYP said Mosley Jr. is in a wide open middleweight division. What do you think of the middleweights? I think that he will get stepped on at middleweight. I don't really think much of Shane Mosley Jr. I just think he took advantage of an older, washed up Daniel Jacobs. I don't know how he does against Adames. I know he doesn't do well with John Beck. I know that. I know John Beck will step all over him. Yeah, he not ready. Shane Mosley's solid. I mean, he like a solid like C plus level fighter. You know what I mean? Like he could beat some dudes, but for the most part, he ain't no world beater. Like he ain't gonna fuck around and grab a world title unless it's like a vacant title against like a crumb bum or some shit like that. But yeah, I seen him calling out Landy Lara. Yeah, stop motion. Yeah. He called out Landy Lara. Lara will send that nigga to the shadow realm. The Lara that I've been seeing lately, this man has. Lara said, "Fuck using his legs." He said, "Man, I'm 40 years old. I ain't doing all that moving around no more. I'm gonna plant my motherfucking feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep my range real nice. I'm gonna make sure my range good and all that. And I'm gonna line you the fuck up with this left hand as soon as you slip." That's the type of time that Lara been on. He been planting his feet and just sniping niggas and putting them out one punch knockouts. Just Shane Mosley would be no different. He would go out just like fucking Thomas Lamana and all them other dudes that done got knocked out by flat-footed Lara and shit. Yeah, he been putting niggas to sleep. I think John Beck is the best middleweight in the division right now. Like active middleweight. I wish Jamal was in the mix. I would have loved to have seen that fight. Lara always had power though. He just never sat down and really committed to his punches. Like when you watch Lara's fights with like Paul Williams, every time he hit Paul Williams clean, he hurt him. When you watch that Alfred Angulo fight, he showed real power. I think he broke Alfred Angulo's orbital bone. Like he's always had power. You know what I'm saying? He never really sat down and really committed on his punches all like that. That Danny Garcia fight would have been very interesting, man. He said 41-year-old Triple G beats that Mosley. You feel like Gaucher? Are you talking about Terrell Gaucher? You feel like he beat Adames? I heard that a few times, but I didn't get to watch the fight, so I can't comment on it. Yeah, Canelo was running into a lot of left hands from Lara. That shit kept making his ass reset. So he must have some type of power. You know what I'm saying, nah, he ain't rushing on Lara at all. That's what I used to say about Floyd. It was like, yo, for Floyd, everybody used to say how Floyd was a pillow puncher and shit like that. I was like, I can't tell because I ain't never seen nobody get hit by one of his right hands and act like that shit ain't bothered him. Um, well, I've seen an interview from Triple G, and he was pretty much saying how he's not, saying that he's retired right now. He said that if the right offer comes up, he'll go to the gym. He said that he said that he'll take the fight, like if it makes sense type shit. But besides that, he chilling. So it's like he's semi-retired in all honesty. Like, he said he still works out. He still does his thing at the gym, and he's not coming out and saying that he's fully retired yet, because he said if an offer is right, he'll take it and he'll get back in the mix. I don't think Lara lost against Canelo. I think they took that fight from him. That's just my opinion. Ralph said, did y'all peep in the first Maidana fight? Maidana low blow Floyd because Floyd hurt him with a body shot. Yeah, Floyd placed a beautiful, I don't know if you're referring to that shovel. We call it a shovel in Philly, but it's like an uppercut to the body. That shit was really bothering Maidana. Had him hunched over and all. Yeah, Floyd got power. They don't want to admit it, but he ain't had that one punch knockout power at welterweight, but he had some shit where if he hit you clean with it, it could definitely get your attention. I think Floyd would have had knockouts at welterweight if he had more volume. Equip FC said, yo, I wanted to address this too. I'm glad you brought this up. Said Shakur said they paid people to leave the arena. Well, this is I don't believe that. I don't believe they paid people to leave the arena, but this is the thing, yo. I don't know if you guys ever been to fights or anything like that, but people always get up and leave around the 11th round because they trying to beat the traffic. Right or wrong. Yo, anybody that's ever been to any fights, if they sit there and they know exactly what's gonna happen in the fight, they're gonna be like, all right, I'm out. Let me try to beat this traffic because there's gonna be a lot of cars trying to exit, you know what I'm saying, and get the fuck up out of there. You feel what I mean? A lot of people do that. But since Top Rank and Shakur are not on the best terms, they use that as a way to, discredit, Shakur Stevenson and make him look bad. Yeah, get on that highway before everyone. Yeah, exactly. We did the same shit when I went to the Barclays to watch Broner fight Jesse Vargas. It was a close competitive John and shit like that. But before they even read the scorecards, we was already trying to get our way up out of there because we was in this packed ass parking lot. We was trying to beat the traffic. Yeah. Man, I always wanted to meet Robert Garcia, man. Robert Garcia stay his ass on that fucking West Coast, so I can't ever run into him. I hope he comes to the East Coast soon with one of his fighters. I'll come check him out. He's one of my favorite trainers. Him and Derek James. I like Ronnie Shields. I like Derek James, even though it sounds like he on some cool shit right now. I want to know what Derek James gonna do about Ryan Garcia after them comments, man. If he still continues to train Ryan Garcia after them statements, bro, I'm looking at Derek James as a coon. I ain't gonna lie to you, and he no longer gonna get any type of support out of me. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. But in terms of like being a great coach, Derek James, Robert Garcia, Ronnie Shields, I like Nacho Beristain. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Barry Hunter is pretty good, anonymous. He is. Bomac definitely at the top. Bomac definitely at the top. I gotta set up an interview with him soon. I'm gonna reach out to him. You know what I'm saying? But all right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this live up, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. It's currently 1:21 in the morning over here, and I need to catch up on some rest because I got work in the morning, man. So shout out to everybody that came through and showed love. You know what I mean? Y'all can hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if y'all new, share the video if possible. You see what I mean? This is what we doing on the daily basis, man. So be on the lookout for my videos and other lives that I got coming up. You know what I mean? This is what we do on the regular, man. We sit down with the nation and we chop up what's currently going on in the boxing world. So, I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love, of course. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on social media, man. Follow me on social media, Instagram at mark.mazuma. You know what I mean? If you want to contribute to the channel in any type of way, the Cash App and the Venmo is available there as well. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, I'll be giving you guys a lot of free game. I'll be answering a lot of questions. I'll be I'll be really active with the chat and keeping up with, certain questions and stuff like that. But it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna just stick to my topics. And if you guys want to get like real questions answered, then you know what I mean, you might have to slide in the super chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. You know what I mean? Be getting these questions answered for free. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all just go about y'all day and y'all support the channel. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be some shit changing up for sure. But you know what I mean? I'm gonna get up out of here. Shout out to the nation and the mob. I'm out of here, man. Peace.